Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we are live on Wednesday, August 12th, 12 p.m. Let me double check my audio configuration. I want to make sure everything is good to go for the remainder of the stream. As always, I should have done this beforehand. Audio, mic check, 1, 2. Yes, confirmed. We are ready to roll. Who's in the stream today? We got, Skynet's in the house. Did anybody just nibble? Craig's in the house. Captain Weber. Yeah, it's the crew. Lewis, Paul. I love it. It is the usual suspects. All right, it's a big day of TA today because we got so much going on after yesterday's little micro mini. Did it even dump? Because I don't even know if it dumped. Once you look at the TA that I'm looking at, and frankly, my bottom line it's like 3%. I think it was 3% down from yesterday. At one point it was big though. At one point I was down about 10% portfolio wise, but now you'll see the TA that has produced that real quick, so quick turnaround. Kel's in the house from Norway. I love it. I love those photos of your region, your locale, when you throw them up. That's really cool. Good stuff, my man. Lucky's in the house. Sam, yes, Staff. All right, let's do this. Bringing it over to the main screen. All right. Anything interesting? So I got some interesting stuff in going up on Twitter. This yam stuff drives me nuts, and all this FOMO. You know, there's plenty of yield farming and there's plenty of yield that are just, you don't have to worry about whether you're missing something hot. You don't have to be like, how do I get into this yam? No. Just throw that shit up on Aave, throw it up on Compound, get a little bit of leverage on Maker, throw it up on Curve, there's Balancer, there's a whole lot of stuff to do that you don't have to really think too much about. And I mean, bear in mind the most important thing, if you're going to get like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% interest on Aave, you better have some serious money. Because if you get 8% interest on like 100 grand worth of DAI, you're getting 8 grand a year. So, and if you're going for like compounding and DeFi, yield farming, and you want to get like 100% a year, you're taking on some serious risk. Don't do that. I'm just going to tell you straight out, on my channel, don't fucking do that. Don't take the risk with your hard-earned money. You work too damn hard for it. Now, unfortunately, that means you need a lot of money. You need to make them gains. And how do you make them gains? You're not going to make them gains at 8%. 8% is when you have $1 million and you get 8% and you're making $80,000 a year sitting back, chilling, not having to work. Your money is working for you. That is the whole thing. But unfortunately, that means we need to make some serious gains. Now, bear in mind, if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoin, I'm sure most folks have a half, 1.1, I don't know. But the point is, if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, a $250,000, you're getting there. And you have to do it one step at a time. And you have to do it the right way, the risk minimized, safe way. Because if you take on too much risk, it's not worth it. Now, everyone individually has to assess whether the risk versus reward is worth it. And I can't tell someone what to do. But for me and my channel, this is what I talk about. I cannot advocate for excessive risk. In fact, I am risk adverse. So, interestingly enough, risk adverse is why I'm currently out of Bancor and Kyber right now. These are bearish charts. Look at the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. This thing it's not pointing up. In fact, there's a top. Now look, it looks like it's settling, and frankly, it's really nice to see that it's above the orange support line, which is on Kyber a multi-year support. But I'm not going to sit around and wait for this shit to just, in like a week or a month to do some magic. I don't want to wait, because when I got this thing, a cross-year symmetric triangle breaking out. I mean, this thing is breaking out. This is on the daily, and this is Adam. This is a breakout. There's no. I mean, look at this on the daily. This looks so good. This is so compare that to So this is the same thing with Bancor, unfortunately. Now, bear in mind, long term, cool. Kyber's ridiculous. It's deflationary. It's accelerating deflation because there's a burn component and an incentivized supply disruption component. So there's no reason this isn't going to appreciate over time. I'm just not going to sit around and wait for it. Same with Bancor. It's not vertical. It's not a sloping upward 200 EMA on the 1 hour. It's a bit horizontal, and you could clearly see that with the red guppies. Um, and it's just fighting. It's kind of going horizontal. And bear in mind, look, we had a breakdown from the local trend formation of the ascending triangle, and there's no formation. There's zero trend formation. I mean, could I draw something? Look, I mean, there's nothing. There's no transformation here. And here, I don't know what this is. There's absolutely. Oh, here. I draw for you guys. Look, there's nothing. I got no transformation. I can't work with anything. I'm not touching this thing. When I got stuff like Digivide with a ridiculous like 3-4 month symmetric triangle, and this thing is so breaking out to the upside. And Ren, I don't know. What could I even say anything about Ren? I mean, look at this in the 4 hour. There, even go to the daily. I mean, this thing is like, is there a top? Because it's just going straight up. It's like a rocket ship. All right, I'm missing so much in the chat. What do we got? What do we got going on? All the FOMO want to have is Lambo tomorrow. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Crypto for my man. J Dog, what's up? What's up? Craig says, I went a little with yam farming. Yeah, it's okay to play around with stuff, but I wouldn't drop 50 grand into that stuff. I wouldn't drop 10, 15, 20, 30% of a portfolio. So bear in mind, on the contrary to what I said earlier, there's absolutely no reason to not take 20 bucks, 100 bucks, or whatever your risk tolerance is, and just to understand the mechanism. I mean, listen, I tell everyone, take $5, you go on 1inch, you go on Uniswap, and do something. For the love of God, do something. Even if you don't intend to use these services, you need to know what all this crazy money-making DeFi explosion is all about. Make a trade. Spend $5. There's nothing to lose. It's $5. Spend a dollar if $5 is too much. Spend 50 cents if $1 is too much. But you really need to understand and see and firsthand experience why this DeFi technology, even though like Ethereum gas fees are totally absurd right now, this is systemically disruptive of status quo financials and economics. It just makes it look defunct and embarrassing what the tech that banks are using. It makes it just seem pathetic. I mean, this is really cool shit, guys. DC Boogie's in the house. Yes. Any suggestions where low fee trading? Yeah. Loopring, and what's the other one that The other one is Diversify. Diversify and Loopring. Here. I think you need a login to use it, but Finance and Diversify. So here's your low fee trading. These are second layer solutions on top of Ethereum. Login. Circle. Oh no, I don't have my. I'm not doing. Oh, did it work? Maybe. No, it's going to go to my ledger and ask me to sign it. I don't have time for that. So Diversify and Loopring. Bam. There's your cheap trading on second layer Ethereum. This is good. In fact, I'm about to like start stopping by here. The problem is they don't really have the assets I'm looking at. What am I looking at, ladies and gentlemen? I'm looking at Bench Wallet for Edgeware. Oh goodness, you make a good point. And now I have not dived into Polkadot assets because I, 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 I need it to be on my ledger. I can't handle private keys right now. I just don't want to. Now you're talking about you need a Polkadot wallet. So bear in mind, I have Polkadot JS set up, so I have a Polkadot address, and I could go to the Explorer, and there's and I could go like this, use any chain, and here's my Edgeware address. So bear in mind, and then I would go here, and I would It's got to be a way to back up the export account. And I would set a password. Okay, so fine. I have a capacity to store my edgeware, and whatever main net Polkadot assets are available. But the problem is, there's no freaking liquidity. I'm not going on Hotbit buying stuff. You listen, Cosmos barely got me to go on Hotbit to buy like Kava and Iris and Band. Band you can't even get in the U.S. It's absolutely impossible to get Band. It's just the liquidity is not there, and that's why these Ethereum DeFi platforms are so ridiculous, because instant liquidity. You want something, you get it. It's not like, where am I going to get this, and am I going to have to deposit to a centralized exchange? No, with the Ethereum, there's no deposits, no withdrawals. You have an asset, you want an asset, you swap for the asset. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It doesn't work like that, and that's why it's so disruptive, and that's why the amount of volume on DeFi is just exploding compared to CeFi. CeFi is not exploding. DeFi is exploding. Absolutely fascinating. What I miss? Don't buy DGB on Huobi. Uh, Frankly, yeah, I think isn't their deposits and withdrawals still offline like 2 years later? Frankly, I think they're a bunch of idiots because that just is stupid. Digibyte Daemon it takes 5 minutes to build and deploy, so I think some of these exchanges are either stupid or complicit in some sort of manipulation. So, what Digibyte you get from Sequoia? What is it? Uh, Burtbase.com, non-custodial fiat on ramp, or frankly, you see, the problem is the volatility nowadays. So I don't know. I'd go through Gemini, call it a day, and get Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then frankly I'd get DAI at this point, and then from DAI you could go to like Bittrex, or frankly Change Angel. You go from DAI, just go here. This is the problem. You see, this is why it's such a pain in the ass. I don't want to wait a week for my deposit for Bitcoin or Ethereum or DAI into Gemini to be able to trade into something else. No, there's still a lot of friction. There's still a lot of fiat friction, and it's really annoying. And that's why this changes everything. There's no friction. I have an asset. I want another asset, and that's the way it works. So this changes everything. uh, what Paul Huobi is dumping the price. Listen, there's nothing going on with Digibyte except it's going straight up. I mean, this is a multi-month symmetric triangle that is clearly broken out. Um, Simple as that. I mean, Craig's going to be like, yeah, this is a triangle breakout. And that's the same thing really going on over here. This is a sim triangle breakout. You don't see on the daily. I mean, this is going back to June of 2019. This is a breakout, and this is humongous. The only thing that comes close to the size of this is maybe the Bitcoin sim triangle and akro. Oh no, I reset the chart and I lost my drawings. That's unfortunate. But this is a breakout. There's a sim triangle on top of a sim triangle here. I wish I had my drawings. That's unfortunate. No. Oh. How much time do I have? It's 12:14. Maybe I could draw a little bit. It's so slow. So I don't remember what my drawings were. I don't think it was this peak. I went off this. Went off right about there. Eh, I want to see the smaller sim triangle. Oh, I don't remember my drawing. I want my old drawings back. I'm so sick and tired of TradingView being so slow and not saving my drawings. I really need to potentially upgrade. So frustrating. All right, whatever it is, what it is. What else did I miss in the chat? Okay, everything's up to date in the chat. I can't believe I lost my acro drawing. Where's the breakout? Getting caught on the spot. Well, here's the sim triangle. You see the big sim triangle, but I swore this broke out earlier. I mean, this is obvious. I mean, you could visually see it. Most of these trends you could visually see. I'd probably go from about there. I mean, that's all we're doing. All we're doing is literally drawing, putting lines. So maybe it didn't break out. It fell back in. I think that's what happened. So this is where we are. This is going to break out though. I see so much social media hype. You go on Sentiment. Sentiment is really cool. Sentiment. App.sentiment.net, and you're able to look at social media trends. And this is extremely bullish. And plus, there's dev activity in the GitHub repo, and they're going for DeFi liquidity mining incentives. Uh, Here, Acropolis.io. So and they have nice features and functionality, and it reminds me of stuff that's right on the top of DeFi Pulse. Um, it's bringing together features and functionality. They've have tidbits, nuggets. They're talking about Polkadot functionality and cross-chain functionality, the Polkadot bridge. These are very dated GitHub repos, but the point is, I think there's momentum. And that's the sense, the general sense that I get. And when you see a confluence of momentum in the chart, as well as GitHub development repos, medium communicativity, social media outlets like Twitter predominantly, and these are the types of confluence I look for when putting or establishing a position. So I think Acro is a decent position. And going off this, let's make this green because it makes everyone feel better. There's a nice green color on the top, and it looks good. And look for the breakout. If you're not in a position and so this is what you do. If you're risk adverse and you don't want to lose anything, you wait for this to be up here. You wait for this to be at 266 sets. And then, yeah, you're confirmed on a sim triangle breakout. If you're a little bit more risk tolerant, buy a position here. I mean, literally, this is some nice activity. Oh, this was the sim triangle because I was down on the 1 minute. Here's that little micro minute. I don't know. Whatever. Keep an eye on keep an eye on it, Acro. That's the whole point. You look at Bitcoin charts, while in fact the exchanges for Ethereum using 1 inch exchange. So I look at volume. So 1 inch exchange isn't an exchange and they don't provide liquidity. They're an aggregator. So if you want to look for volume, you're going to want to look for Uniswap. Now, I'm not getting Uniswap charts, I don't think, off of TradingView. If I could get Uniswap charts on TradingView, oh, please someone throw it in the comments right now. But that's the whole thing. So the liquidity really is Binance. And frankly, look, DigiByte, I look on Bittrex. This is a Bittrex chart. But the vast majority are coming off Binance because you have volume and liquidity. Now, bear in mind there'll be a subtle delay between if something pops on Binance versus something showing up on like Kyber or Uniswap or whatever. There's going to be a delay, but the point is they're going to follow suit, and this is where arbitrage comes in. If it pops on Binance, then all of a sudden someone's dumping that on the contrary, someone's buying it on Uniswap and to go sell it on Binance for the gains because someone's buying it for the higher price on Binance, and that's what drives up the price on Uniswap and Kyber and the other decentralized exchanges. And that's why there's a little bit of a delay because of the arbitrage. Arbitrage is big business. There's people that make a lot of money in arbitrage. There's people that make more money in arbitrage than providing liquidity for the liquidity providers. And that's the way this whole system works. And eventually balance is achieved, equilibrium is achieved, and that's the way this works. Coin Trader. All right, Craig, thank you. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, Bear in mind, I'm so used to TradingView. All right. I think they use this a similar interface if I recall correctly on CoinTrader, so I should be able to do exactly what I do here there. All right, so where was I? Ren is just exploding. Bancor and Kyber are looking bearish, and I don't see any clear trend formation. As I said, Lend, as Craig mentioned last night, just ripped the 20. Oh my God, it's 25% to the upside coming out of yesterday. I mean, how do you have a position in Lend? Oh my God. You, but bear in mind, look at Link. Link is up just a ridiculous amount, $13, $14 or whatever the heck it's at nowadays, and it just keeps going up. I mean, look at Lend, 12,573% for the 1 year, and it just ripped 25% in what is that? Less than 24 hours? That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So, bear in mind, this is what technicals are all about. I mean, in some regards, it's the same thing that's occurring in equities right now. Fundamentals mean nothing. So the fundamental valuations are they're done. They mean nothing. Like P&E, it's useless. It's a waste of time and effort to even think about them. You're looking at technicals because the money printer go burr. I hate that damn phrase, but that's the truth. Um, they destroyed technicals with the with everything that they've done. And I mean, they've destroyed fundamentals with everything that they've done, and it's all just pure technicals at this point. So bear in mind, fundamentals I like to think still exist in the crypto space. And I think because this technology is going to fundamentally disrupt legacy financial system, and look, Synthetics is poised to disrupt literally New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. That's crazy. It's obvious, and BSN is a national blockchain initiative of China, and the U.S. is asleep at the wheel. And this is probably the best proxy you're going to get for China, uh, literally catching the United States sleeping. Like I did a post earlier with Homer Simpson sleeping, and this is probably the best proxy for what that feels like, the sentiment. I mean, literally, you could like think of U.S. senators and Congress folk and represent and whatever, all of them just sleeping with their feet up, and China's like, "All right, guys, let's do this." They're sleeping. It's crazy. This is a breakout if I've ever seen a breakout on the daily. IBC was an inter-blockchain communication protocol from Stargate on the Cosmos Hub, um, which is the Atom hub, because everything's a hub. IrisNet is a hub, Band has a hub, Kava is a hub, and these are all like separate blockchains that use the same consensus and governance of the core system. And Cosmos Hub is going to provide the inter-blockchain communication, so all these blockchains can communicate with one another. And then, I mean, was it? Slips my mind. The Polkadot parachain Akala, is it that Ren has done a bit of work with? It's all every. See, so that's the thing with Polkadot that has me turned off for the time being. It's all a little bit premature. There is no parachains right now. There are no parachains right now. There are slots, as Chico Crypto talks about. There are 50 slots, and there's like 100 Polkadot projects that are like really trying hard to fight for these available slots. So there is going to be a limit, and there are only going to be some. Edgeware, I think, is already in because those boys are doing smart contracts, and this is the type that is a perfect like very important type of parachain that you're going to have for the Polkadot ecosystem, the capacity to execute smart contracts. And then you're going to need your interop. There's a Kala, I think. And you're going to need your trading and your dexes and your cross blockchain at the Polkadot level, and then your cross blockchain from Polkadot parachains to Ethereum to Cosmos. And you can really see how this whole system of cross-chain interoperability is absolutely mission critical. I really see Cosmos as the East, I see Polkadot as the West, and I see Ethereum as old school. It's been around, and it's totally gobbling up the entire system, proving the case that this technology works, disrupting legacy financials. I mean, literally, I'm looking at The gas fees that are absolutely crazy. I did a transaction this morning that cost me $80, and then another one that cost me 40. Saved a little bit because of Chi, but the gas fees are through the roof. So bear in mind, little people are not doing transactions right now. People throwing around like 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 grand at a trade. If you're talking about a $50 transaction fee on a 20 grand trade, yeah, it's kind of shitty, but it is what it is. If you're going to throw 20 grand right now into Cosmos, and this thing's about to rip 10, 15, 20%, and you're going to make $2,000 to $4,000 over the next couple of days, pretty sure you're going to, think to yourself, $50, yeah, I'm going to make the trade. And that's really what's going on, and that's why these gas fees are still going up, because the market's going up, and that just, I hope, explains a little bit why gas fees are still going up, even though they seem extremely expensive, because they're still very palatable. They're still digestible. People can overwhelmingly still justify the expense considering the potential gains that could be made because these assets are going up so goddamn much. I see 12% gains on lend. See? Look at that. Look at that. You throw in $1,000, you made $120 in a couple minutes. You throw in $100,000, you just made 12 grand in an hour. So that's why the $50 trading fee doesn't mean much to a lot of people throwing around money on Uniswap, because now there's no custodian. It's wallet to wallet, and you know what I'm saying. uh, doesn't take much inflow to move small markets, and that's exactly what's happening. Here, look at gold. I'm sorry, I didn't pull it up this whole time. Gold made a fat bounce off the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. Look at the Stoke. This thing's ripping. Look at the MACD. It's going to cross, and this is probably here. Let's look at the. No, I'm going to pull out to the daily. No, let's look at the 1 hour. You're probably looking at maybe a maybe resistance here, but at some point you're going to hit resistance on the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. You probably bounce down. You probably look for a bullish trend reversal right about here. You're going to bounce up, bounce down, and then you're going to rip through. And that's how you're off to new highs. But here's the thing with gold: you got to look at the dollar. It's all about the dollar. And look, here's your movement yesterday. This is why the crypto market was down. How annoying is that? This little stupid dollar going up like is it a dollar? 92.70 is about 66 cents. Stupid 66. I hate the dollar. It's so stupid, guys and girls. It's the stupidest. The problem is there's a quadrillion of them, and it's not even dollars. It's all just like denominated debt. It's just garbage. It's just the quadrillion dollars of shit that moved a fraction of a dollar that has manipulated the crap out of gold and crypto markets and the equities markets. Dare I pull up whatever the heck's going on in the equities markets? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. If it ever loads. $257 on the Dow. Oh my God. 257 points, dollars, whatever the hell you want to call it. 200 points is Apple and Microsoft. Yeah, because they're making so much money with 30% unemployment. Totally makes sense, everybody. The reason institutional money has to stay away from equities and bonds for deep liquidity. Liquidity, yeah, liquidity. And guess what you have in your DEXs nowadays is serious liquidity. You're going to pay a heck of a premium on your transaction fees. Look at this, 267 Gwei for an instant Ethereum transaction. 267 Gwei. Oh my God, 200. Here, let's close off the stream looking at the F gas station. 245. I never even imagined I would see something like this. Maybe it's these scams. 1,000. I mean, this is pretty bad. This smart wave, whatever the hell it is. Maybe that's putting so much pressure. I mean, it is 1,520 Ethereum. I don't know. The whole point is this is a massive, massive way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 12:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. I thank you all for joining me. Tomorrow's going to be another hot day. I'm absolutely sure of it because between now and tomorrow, it's crypto. It's like 5 years of stuff going down in a matter of 24-hour period. So be safe out there. KJ's in the house. You catch me just as I'm shutting it down, brother. All right. I'm going to shut it down, and I will see everyone at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for some new hotness. We're going to see what's going on in the markets. Catch you later. Peace.